big booty, I'ma call her J-Lo. Hair so tight, I'ma hit it Tybo. Body on lock, about to call her 5-0. Looking all wet, but she thirsty, I know. Bounce that pogo all the way to Cairo. Teeny boppers always follow me. Hashtag YOLO. Hit it, quit it, all they legal. Why the fuck would I know? But she gon' bounce that pogo. Drop it like a yo-yo.
Bounce that pogo, drop it like a yo-yo. Bounce that pogo, drop it like a yo-yo. Bounce that pogo, drop it like a yo-yo. Bounce that pogo, drop it like a yo-yo. Bounce that pogo, drop it like a yo-yo. Bounce that pogo, drop it like a yo-yo. Bounce that pogo, drop it like a yo-yo. Drop it like a yo, drop it like a yo-yo.
Drop it low, baby, give me some more.
All right, everybody, thank you for joining us tonight. McCray, you counted in the wrong camera, by the way.
What did I do?
I counted your arm movements. You're counting in the wrong
Oh,
camera.
really? Oh, yes. Okay, good choice.
Okay,
You timed it out. You timed it out, right?
Anyway, thanks everybody for joining us. We're obviously going to be talking spoilers post veto meeting, and obviously talking about the veto comp because we hadn't even played that last time we've all met. But anyway, you got Adam BB13, my hero. What's up, big dog?
What's going on, guys? Hello,
Metal.
everybody on the block, land. Hope everybody had their bacon today.
On the block of stand. On the block of stand.
On the block of stand. Nice.
Raise up your bacon, block of stands. Before we get into anything, really, I should say that that song was by Riley Rage. It's called Bounce That Pogo, and it was pretty great.
Bounce That Pogo
Dude,
got played.
It was pretty great.
That was really good. I was afraid that that would be copywritten, like it wouldn't.
I'm afraid that it might be copywritten, but we'll see. Also, all right, so we usually start the show off when we usually have Big Brother people on. We kind of talk about like where the history, where did you kind of get started with Big Brother, but we're gonna skip that. We're gonna go straight into when did you get into 90210? Let's start from there.
Yeah, okay, that's a great story. I have an older brother, and season 1, he worked nights, so he would have me DVR. Before there was DVRs, there was a thing called VCRs. Okay, that's how long ago it was. And usually, most people, you have a VCR, you can tape one show and watch another show. Well, I couldn't do that. You had to watch the show you were taping. So, I would be on it to make sure it recorded every week. And, a couple of my friends would be over, and we'd be watching it and start making fun of it. And then the phone would ring, like, Wednesday nights. Hey, what are you doing tonight? You taping 90210 for your brother? Yeah. Can we come over and make fun of it with you? Yeah, sure. And we just sat around, and that was, during my college years.
That's awesome.
As my college years went on, they were still in high school. So it was fun to be living the years I didn't have in high school because I wasn't.
All right, who's your let's a follow-up question and we'll get off that topic. Who's your favorite character?
Come on, Donna Martin, Tori Spelling.
Okay. I just wanted to make sure it didn't change. You're getting into the middle part of your life. Things will start changing.
You could reflect back and have like a hard on for Dylan or something.
Actually, real quick, let me jump into a different story. I just did a charity event down in Florida, and they brought Tiffany, the girl that sang I Think We're Alone Now, and she was my 80s crush. She was my Tori Spelling of the 80s.
I was so jealous when I saw that she was on that thing. I was like, oh my god, that's so cool.
And the first time I talked to her, I fanboyed out a little bit. But then the second time I saw her, she came up and she started talking to me, and that was just so surreal.
That's so awesome. So jealous.
Get my, meet Nikki Cox, and my trifecta will be done.
Hell yeah,
Nikki
absolutely.
Cox.
That'd be awesome. I hope you do.
Yeah.
Hope you do.
All right, well, let's just jump into the episode. Spencer, take us off. Where do we leave off here?
All right, well, let's. Last time we met, boys and girls, the situation was the players for veto had been picked but not played yet. Anyway, it was a Morphomatic Zingbot competition, and anyway, Vanessa won. Fast forward to veto meeting, she did not use the veto. Johnny Mac and Steve remain on the block. So, Adam, what'd you think? I know Johnny Mac's been your boy, but talk about him.
It's so sad because, Vanessa, I don't know if this is game for her or she just figured out, like, it's working, but all she has to do is just talk to somebody and start crying, and they'll do whatever she wants them to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not quite sure if that's really her strategy or if it's just dumb luck. It's really sad to see Steve and Johnny Mac on the block next to each other because,
Totally.
Let's face it, you guys, me, we're all super fans, and to see like two of the biggest super fans of the season against each other.
Yeah.
And I'd say the third biggest super fan of the season is the one that put them on the block together. In Austin, has downplayed his super fandom a little bit, although he did spill the beans a little bit to Steve today.
Steve today, yeah.
But again, how he's got a fucking Big Brother tattoo. How the fuck does no one put two and two together? Like, what are you guys doing? Like, who's getting a fucking Big Brother tattoo? That's like me getting fucking Bachelors in Paradise tattoo for the fuck of it, Like,
yeah.
I don't have any tattoos, so I'm sure when people have 10,000 tattoos, you just get a random Big Brother tattoo.
I mean,
maybe.
You need the whole TV collection.
No, talking about Vanessa and her crying. I was talking the other day about her, and she's almost kind of like, not like an evil dick, but kind of like an emotional dick. Like people are afraid to put her up because they don't want to put up with that tear fest, and then the backlash of her spinning the house again. So I mean, like, dude, Becky got fucking bit. They turned on Becky. It got ugly for Becky. Becky should have been one of the players that evolved into a big personality and like a dominant game player in this season, and she still made with the jury comp, because she could return. But dude, they turned their back on her just as quick as they could, and it was ugly. Hey, but I mean, those tears, man, they have some power.
Dan had the mist, and there was no water, but now Vanessa has a mist, and it's all tears that comes out of her tears. It's amazing because Becky did put her on the block. Becky had the balls to do it, and nobody else did so far. And it's so funny because nobody wants to put her up because they're afraid of the backlash. Nobody wants to put Austin or the twins up. There's only 8 people left in the house, and 4 people are untouchable.
Yeah.
This is ridiculous. And you
Yeah.
know what? They're all going to kick themselves because Vanessa's going to win this season, and they're all going to look back to Becky. And I'll tell you what, though, the reason why she stayed is the reason why James and Meg are still there, not even being looked at, not even considered a threat this week, not even considered anything this week. That's why James and Meg kept Vanessa in the house, to keep the target off of them. And for their games, it worked.
Smart, absolutely.
It depends on who goes home this week.
Well, the other thing about James and Meg is they look less intimidating than Steve and Johnny Mac. They if you line those two up, it's like just by win records, it's like not even a fucking factor. It's just like Meg and James are sitting pretty right now. Like, Jesus Christ, holy shit.
And they are not the target in the house, but with the Brass Tacks Alliance and the fact that Austin and Liz love hanging out with James and Meg, I mean, like, that social game is what's really keeping them safe and important.
That's the one thing that CBS viewers only never get to see, because you see 3 episodes a week, you see 3 hours of edited television. You don't see those days. Like right now, these are the worst days of the week.
Fucking dog days.
Show meeting until Thursday. There's
Yeah.
nothing to do. Those are the dog days.
Absolutely.
Just being able to have fun people around. And you know what? Like, talking about James not being a threat, James is probably the biggest threat. I'd say if it went to jury right now, like, people in the house to plead their case, James has as good of a case, if not the best case of all.
I think him and Johnny Mac kind of have a similar game where they're playing like the lovable goofs that are like kind of sitting in it. They can win stuff, but they're still sitting pretty. Like, now it's kind of taking a shift and stuff, and their games are diverging, I think, at this point. And I think that James is like coming out as the non-threat version of the Johnny Mac threat game. They're playing similar games, I feel. I could be totally off base, which I probably am. Let me preface all that.
Well, no, they are. I mean, as far as like, okay, what Johnny Mac was doing when Clay was in the house, yes. Johnny Mac now is a different Johnny Mac after Clay left. James has turned it on after coming off of that HOH. That really, because that was a blood-soaked HOH. He came off of it, with like no dent stings or anything. The next week, Shelley went out. So basically, the only person that really hated his guts was gone immediately. And he's been playing this "let me jump out and scare you" and everybody thinks it's hysterical game for a couple weeks now. And they forget that when he gets HOH again, he's gonna pull out the big gun. And because that's what James's game is. It's to apparently right now it's evolved into ignore me until I'm right in your face with a key around my neck. So anyway.
Yeah. Unfortunately, fortunately for James, he's got Meg as the ally, who's not winning anything. So she's the one that's not the threat. So he gets to like kind of hide behind her, sort of, even though you know. But it's just so funny to know that he made the second biggest move of the season, the biggest move that worked.
Absolutely.
Becky made the biggest move that didn't work.
yeah, for sure.
Shay
For sure.
Jenkins in here in the chat says, "I can't wait for you guys to talk about Austin's speech. This is definitely noteworthy for me. I think this was it was so cringeworthy. It was entertaining as all get out. That's for sure. Like, it was so entertaining, and it was just super cringeworthy. What do you guys think of it?
I'll tell you what, I had probably my biggest tweet of all time was because of that. Like, I watched the episode last night, and I tweeted, "Can Austin be evicted because of that speech?" And at last count, I had maybe 40,000 impressions.
Everyone go tweet that and retweet that.
Yeah.
Let's get some more impressions on that.
Yeah,
sucker.
pad his stats. Let's pad his stats.
Yeah.
I mean, as funny as Zach's Fruit Loop Dingus speech was, that was on the equal side of just horrible. Throwing the hat down. He's overplaying it. He thinks he's in the WWE, and now we see why he's not in the WWE because showman. And I hope he goes back and watches this.
Fuck you, Austin.
Bring it on.
I agree, dude. He lacks a certain amount of self-awareness that would really come in handy.
Here's
some
the
of
thing.
these
We need a
camera-ready
fucking wrestling. We need a wrestling motherfucking someone that's good at knows wrestling. Because is he being the fucking lovable or the heel? Is he playing the heel and is he knowing what he's doing? Is he knowledge? Does he have the knowledge that he is playing the heel and that's his shtick? There's the
Dude,
heel and the
feels
baby
like-
face.
Like Austin feels like he's running the show right now. I feel like he feels like it's a spotlight. I mean, there's clearly he's using that time to draw attention to himself, and it's kind of happened in a bad way.
Oh, well, the other thing about it is that the thing that annoys the fuck out of me is that he's like, oh yeah, I'm fucking, what's it, Judas. Judas put the top hat on, and I'm gonna do the same thing that Austin would have done anyways. You cannot fucking attribute your fucking actions, which would have been the same regular actions you would have done if you're just one person inside your fucking brain. Well, how is it any different? Shut the fuck up about this Judas bullshit. And at the same time, when he'd go in there and vote for someone Judas votes for blah blah, it's dude, that's the same thing that Austin should have did anyways. Shut up.
Yeah.
Austin wasn't gonna do anything different than what Judas would have did. So what's the dichotomy?
So Clay and Shelley thought they were Jeff and Jordan, right? And they obviously were not.
Yeah.
Does Austin and Liz think they're like Brendan and Rachel?
They think they're like McCranda. No.
Nobody ever wants to think of themselves. But you know what? Honestly, they kind of are.
Absolutely. Well, but yeah, I bet they think that they're fucking top dogs, and I think that, well, and essentially they are. They should go down as a showman's that is fucking huge. Us twins should go down in the annals of history as fucking, that's a big deal. This is a gameplay that we talk about this every fucking week, but it's a gameplay that we've never seen before. The threesome is so powerful and effective. I think that is
the
gonna...
menage trois mans.
Yeah, the menage twins. I think that...
Again, the people that are sitting at home already, the people that are going to be sitting in the jury, they're going to look back and say, we could have got out Liz, now we have to get out Julia and Liz, and Austin.
And Austin.
Yeah.
Look at the monster that was created.
It's math. And again,
I almost think that this is a future tactic. I think this is something that is going to be played out in future seasons of Big Brother. I think that the threesome is the most... if you can get a solid threesome, it's better than a twosome because there's one extra ear to go. I don't know. This is just
impossible to get a threesome unless you've got something like this situation. We've talked about a polyamorous season where we had all these people that could honestly do that, but that would be nearly impossible to really work out.
Well, I was kind of thinking about it
Come on, you guys are super fans. You should know the Four Horsemen, and then even the Brigade. The Brigade was 4, and they brought it down to 3.
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. It's the 3, because that's what exactly the Brigade is. What I was thinking of. Where it's
we're not talking about an alliance. We're talking about something that's more a more powerful juggernaut than a showman's.
Love is
Like,
the
yeah,
most
there's
powerful.
alliances. Yeah, obviously.
Love.
This is more than alliance because Liz and Julia are going to stay close, and Liz and Austin are going to stay close, and it's a voting block of 3. It has been for weeks.
There's
since
definitely-
Julia entered the game.
It's
and
definitely more
it's
powerful
tough.
because there's like these deeper connections there, but I still think that the concept is the same of the 3. I think the 3 is the new fucking final 2. 3 is the new final 2. I think that's my. I'm saying it
I
right
don't
now.
think it ever happened again. Hey, Liz and Julia were talking today, and they said, I think it was Liz that said that if anybody put them up together, they wouldn't get the jury vote.
Oh, that's
an interesting
another
threat.
fucking just threat. Empty threat.
Yeah, I mean, they only
essentially.
said it to each other. They're just bullshitting. But it's still interesting.
But
to
that's what
think
they
in
should.
terms
That's
that,
what they should run with. Run with that as hard
that'll
and
keep them
fast as
safe.
you
That'll
can.
at least get Liz and Austin. What'll happen is we'll get Austin and Liz on the block. And,
Absolutely.
everybody wants to see what'll happen if you take Liz out of the equation, and Julia and Austin are both free agents. So I would love to see that.
I just want to see a final 2 of Julia and Meg, and watch either one of them try to convince a jury to have the final.
Yeah, exactly.
Then this would definitely go down as the worst season of all time.
I think Julie has a claim to make, though. She has a claim to make of like, well, I stuck with Austin, even regardless. Like, I knew my sister was getting into some stupid shit with Austin, but I stuck with it, and like, that's why I'm here. I mean, I don't know. That's what I imagine her speech should be. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it would be interesting what maneuvering it took her to get to the end. But obviously, if she was able to get, play a heavy hand and getting Austin out or something like that, and some other moves in there, I mean, she basically came to the disadvantage, which is always going to secure 2 or 3 jury votes, I think, regardless. That alone, and then you just kind of. She does have some good moves. I mean, she's basically close in line with Vanessa during Vanessa's strongest points in the game. That information that she even kept from her sister and stuff. I mean, like, she's kind of played her own game. Julia has always had a little bit more game than Liz. Liz has always wanted to hang on to Austin, and Julia's worked on relationships outside of that. So if she gets the chance to kind of blossom a little bit, I mean, she could be a serious game player at final, 6-5-4. Really.
Let's talk about. Go on. Go ahead.
I was going to actually ask you. I was going to play host of the show. For a second.
No, motherfucker, this is my show. You do what I say.
Who do you think the Twins are going to try to keep? Do you think the Twins are going to try to keep Johnny Mack or Steve? I mean,
What'd you say?
Who do you think the Twins are going to end up keeping? Johnny Mack.
They want to keep Steve.
I know that they're mad at Johnny Mack, but it sounds like the other side of the house
Who's
might,
mad at Steve?
mad at Steve in the season where everybody wants to vote with the house.
Yeah.
What's it going to take to get them to
I honestly think it comes down to Vanessa. Vanessa is where the
Vanessa's-
whole
yeah.
fulcrum point is. Like, she does. Everyone in the house will follow suit with whatever she says. Like, she's really good at lining up the dominoes and just pushing them. Like, she sets everything up like way in advance, and then pulls the trigger on shit. She gets into this blow up with Steve, I think, which happened this morning or whatever.
Yeah.
And like Johnny Mack called that, where it's like every time she blows up at someone, that person goes home, and it's like her hands are clean. So if Johnny Mack is smart enough, he'll realize that Steve might be going home because of this blow up, and he's got to start realigning and recalibrating his position in the house.
Well, Vanessa it's kind of looking like Vanessa could be the swing vote. I think that things will shift and it'll be a more unified vote come Thursday. But as of right now, that's kind of the talk that Vanessa could be the swing vote. So you're right. Obviously, Johnny Mack playing into her game, whatever that is. What are you shaking your head about, Adam? You don't want her to kiss?
No. You got me.
Kiss Vanessa's ass. Like it just like you need to act like your game is most closely mirroring her game. And as long as if you could talk to her and just seem like a totally non-threat to her whatsoever, she's going to start looking at Steve and what Steve has lied about, kept from her, started, and you can't trust him because he won't be a pawn. She'll start going through that kind of thing. Adam, what do you think? Because I mean, Vanessa's got an ego. There's no doubt. So I think you got to fluff it.
Yeah, Johnny Mack. It's funny because he's the one that really started the fire to get Vanessa out. He's the one he's the person that figured it out. Now he's got to go and like grovel to her and try to secure her vote. Which, I mean, we've seen that all the time, and most of the time it doesn't work. But in this case, it might work. I can just think back to my season of 13, where Danielle was really close to flipping Rachel. And if she would have flipped Rachel's vote, versus Kalia, she could have stayed instead of Kalia, and who
Would have
knows
been
how
domino effect. Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
it's funny because this season, this is probably only the second time all season that we do not know after the veto meeting who is going to be going home. Vanessa, it looked like almost a sure thing, but you never counted her out.
Mm-hmm.
Now with Johnny Mac and Steve again, the two big super fans, I hate seeing one of them go.
Yeah. It's a real bummer.
Hey,
To see like fight against each other is going to be horrible.
It's
for
tough.
next year.
But
It-
at least
it
we
will-
have the fact that someone's
One
going to come
thing-
back.
One thing I want to just kind of keep this in mind for you, Adam, since I know that you've commented that Johnny Mac, it might be surpassing Howie as your favorite house guest of all time. And I hope that you just left me off that list just by accident, because you can't tweet. It's only like 140 characters, like I understand. But you can tag me in it. But Austin says that if they keep Steve and there's a day's competition that comes soon, Steve could kick their ass, and that's a big concern. Okay, and Austin's also kind of interested in entertaining the idea if Johnny Mac would promise to throw the HOH and vote the person out that re-entered the house. So like there's some wiggle room. Like Johnny Mac has got if it really seems like they're like Johnny, please let us keep you. Please give us just follow nod your head when we want you to nod and that kind of stuff. And Johnny Mac could stay. But it almost looks like he's cashed in. Do you think he's given up a little bit, the wins out of his sail? Where do you think Johnny Mac's head's at?
I don't think he is. I think he still has some fight in him. I think he is just wanting to play this game so much that he's not going to. And I think that's what he needs to feed on. Like the fact that Steve has always been the wild card, even when people are working with him, they're not quite sure. At least with Johnny Mac, like he has proven in the past that he will throw competitions, which I don't like, but he will do that. And real quick before I go on, all my favorite players were players that played before I played. All my good friends are players that after I played. So
I see.
Kiss ass.
Like nobody will ever surpass Howie, Janelle, Evil Dick. Chicken
No,
Dick.
I agree.
Those are my
Absolutely.
four. Now that I've already played, you guys are just copycats.
We're just a bunch of shitheads, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
No.
Just a bunch of fuckers that stayed in your house. Yeah.
Like Johnny Mac, like seriously, like this kid is just like, he's just so funny and real, and he knows that he's self-aware. We're talking about Austin being not self-aware. Johnny Mac is so self-aware, and I think he has maintained himself. He has remained graceful under pressure. So I think he can use that. And Steve is still just a little too awkward. I think if Steve is pushed into a corner, you don't know how he'll react, and he might blow up, or he might say the wrong thing to cover his tracks.
I think Johnny Mac is definitely. I think if he makes it through this week, there is definitely a case to be made of like this dude is a fucking phenomenal player. Because think about it, like Vanessa has known that this dude is coming after her. Like, she knows it, and there's no bones about it. Everyone knows it in the house, and she might actually try to get rid of Steve, and it sounds like she's kind of posturing up to get rid of Steve. And, like, if Johnny Mac stays through something like that, like, this is the greatest time of adversity for him anyways, because this, to me, if I'm Vanessa, I want Johnny Mac to go home from an outsider perspective. So if he does survive, I think there is a good case to be made for, Johnny Mac is a decent player. I hear Parker on Twitter, Parker hates Johnny Mac. Like, and it's like, okay, but I get it, and I totally understand, and like, Johnny Mac is just entertaining also, but at the same time, like, he's making moves, he's actually participating in the game, and he's walking forward, and I think there's definitely something to be said about that. I know I'm not defending, Johnny Mac is everyone's favorite. I'm not dying on a fucking rugged battlefield, but, I think that Johnny Mac definitely has, should be considered a good player right now, I think. We'll see.
No, he's won the vetoes when he had to win and when he was on the block. Although it might be too little, too late. Like he might have just already shot his load, proverbial load, early on, and just now he's just like trying to scramble to pick up the pieces.
Mm-hmm.
And unfortunately, he made that bet. Like he's painting himself into that corner. There still are a couple outs. Just does he zig when he's supposed to zag, or does he
Oh yeah.
zig?
The old age-old Chinese proverb, Do you zig when you're supposed to
Zig or
zag? Yeah.
Yeah, that's from ancient wisdom.
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of East.
Confucius.
Hey, okay, let's frame a couple things up, wrapping it up. I want to talk about the jury comp. Let's talk about your Austin. Who would you prefer to go right into a competition that could possibly be coming back? And Adam, who do you think? There's some very strong female competitors in there. Steve has proven he can do some comps, but not others. Johnny Mac's proven that he can do a variety of competitions. So, who, like I said, you're Austin first. Who do you want to go to fight to come back in? And then who do you want to see come back in?
If I'm Austin, I want to see Johnny Mac come back in because the other three are going to be vicious. The other three
Biased.
have been
Biased.
No,
You think that Austin can send Johnny Mac out and then Johnny Mac will come back in the house and work with Austin?
Yes, I think he will over Becky, Jackie.
No,
and Shelly.
out of that group
Those-
possibly.
those-
Out of that group possibly. And I can only see numerically for Johnny Mac, but I could more see Johnny Mac coming in and McCray and I were talking about before, throwing his game in the trash just to get the HOH to nominate Austin and the Twins or one of those kind of things. I can see that because that's what it's going to take. It's going to have to take somebody that says, fuck it, I can't win this game. I got to get this HOH to break up this so that one of my allies has a better chance. I don't see anybody that nominates that group staying for the next week or the next election. I mean,
If you let me finish my thought.
No.
The other three are just so bitter from being out of the game that they're going to come back in and want to do something. So I think Johnny Mac and Austin can smooth it over and be like, look, man, I really tried to save you at the end there. It didn't work. Just for Austin's game. And plus, he's going to be going after Vanessa. He's still going to be going after Vanessa. If Johnny Mac leaves, he's going to go after Vanessa. What I want to see the house flip. I want to see Steve go out, and I want to see Jackie come back in because I think Jackie proved herself after the first 3 weeks of sleeping that she was a no-nonsense player. She saw through bullshit like nobody else in that house this season. And she would come back in with a vengeance. What I'm most curious to see, though, is what the competition is. Is it going to be like 15 where they're competing alongside? Or is it going to be like 16, which I really like the 16 one, with just luck of the draw, just like
What
shoot
the
down
fuck
there.
is wrong
That-
with you?
Yeah.
You are a goddamn
I don't like
savage.
that.
You are a savage.
Whatever.
I think because you throw that element, that X into the equation and just don't know, anybody can win that. That's a luck of the draw, and that's I think more fun and less producer rigged.
Can you tell me, do you understand the point system from last year? Like, I did not understand the fucking Plinko points. I was just like, what is going on? This is so bullshit.
Maybe that's why I liked it, because I love Plinko.
Plinko. Well, everyone knows that Plinko's the goddamn best game ever. But, like, I would like it if they did more of, I can't remember what it was. It was like the Vegas competition for us, where you roll a ball down a fucking hill, and then if you got the roulette, and like depending on what number your ball dropped into, like then you'd be safe or whatever the fuck. Like I think that would be a better one. This Plinko bullshit, I cannot understand it for the life of me. I know I'm a goddamn idiot, but so is most of the viewing audience. I don't know. They got to make it a lot easier for us. Like,
What do you not understand about that?
the Plinko shit? What's the numbers? What do the numbers mean? I don't know it. I don't get it. I don't understand it.
It is what it is. Just
It
whatever.
is, but I like the randomness. I do like randomness, but that fucking game needs to get the fuck out of here. I'm sorry,
You
but
think the
that game
needs
was
tweaked?
bullshit. That game was a bunch of
I wouldn't
bullshit.
imagine they do that exact same game to bring somebody back this year. So I doubt you got to worry about it because the comps this year, honestly, have kicked some major ass.
No,
Saved by
the
Smell,
comps have
fuck
been
yeah.
fucking amazing. All the comps have been so fucking amazing, and I give most props to Heath. Fucking praise Heath, God
Praise
of
Heath.
everything. But at the same time, like that comp, no go for me. That's just a no go.
Yeah,
like
no,
that's just.
I want to see something totally different.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I'm
I would
sorry.
like to see. I've been vocal about this, and I want to see jury do an endurance competition, and the returning juror will be the HOH. Nobody else gets to even compete.
Which would be
That's
interesting.
what I'd like to see. It'd be
Very
strictly
interesting.
between the jury members.
Okay, come on,
So-
Spencer. This isn't Big Brother Canada now.
Yeah, I know. Exactly right. Fuck yeah. All right. Hey, we were about to talk to death, guys. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah.
So, Adam, you got anything to pitch? Your blog?
Yes. Every week, catch my blog every Wednesday morning on BigBrotherNetwork.com. BigBrotherNetwork.com. Player weekly rankings. I give players bacon if they're good, tofu if they're bad, and every week there's the tofurkey of the week, whoever the worst player was, and the only tofurkey of the week to ever save themselves was Vanessa. Also, if you are in the New York area, September 12th, Pig Island, pigisland.com in Brooklyn. It's one of my favorite bacon festivals of the year. This will be the last bacon festival I do for a while because coming in October, I'm having a little bacon bit. My wife and I are having a baby.
Bacon baby,
Yeah.
a bacon baby. I love it. Yeah, big.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you. No concerts, no bacon festivals.
Dude, it's all over now, bro. You're
Strictly
fucking
Daddy
adult
Baby.
Phil. Welcome to it.
I have
Grown folks got a baby.
I got a couple wall passes coming up, later in the year. But Bacon Festival, Pig Island. Join me, pigisland.com. Big Brother Network. Follow me on Twitter at heavymetalteddy.com. At heavymetalteddy on Twitter. And yeah.
Absolutely. I mean, yeah, and your blogs are always really, really great. I read the shit out of them. They're always great. I love the idea of I love the idea of tofu is bad and then tofurkey or tofu-urky, whatever the fuck.
Yeah.
I like that ranking system is just so amazing to me. I love it.
I ripped off June when she did it for Reality Nation. I ripped it off our good friend Bingo at Hamster Watch. It's always fun.
Absolutely. Oh yeah. Well, and you gotta give props where props are due. And that yeah. And you do it well, dude. You do it very, very well, and everyone should go check it out. I love it. Yeah. A big shout out to you, brother. You're fucking killing it in life, man. You are fucking killing it in
I know,
life.
you
Everything
know.
about it. It's just like, man, I wish I could be
Life
like
by
that motherfucker.
Life by the balls.
Yeah,
exactly.
he's got fucking.
And I'm Toppy and McRae. I have not had a cigarette since July 3rd.
Let's go. What are you vaping on? What do you got for juice?
Today I have something called chocolate caramel peanut butter. Which
Ooh.
it's weird because I don't like the taste, but I love the aftertaste.
Ooh. Okay.
The taste
Okay.
in itself is bad, but after I exhale, the taste that remains is good.
Excellent. What do you smoke? What are you vaping on there? Is that a 30 watt e-leaf?
Wow, you know your stuff.
Yes, I do. That's amazing. Yeah, it's a good little beasto device there. I like it. Excellent, excellent. Thank you. That's so great. I'm so happy I figured that out. Spencer, what do you got? Let's hear it.
Man, nothing. Subscribe, hit the thumbs up. Thanks
Yeah.
for joining us. Everybody kicks ass. Adam, we're so fucking glad you could finally join us, man.
Thanks
So
for
we-
having me.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah, we're glad. Yeah, we love to have you on the show, and thanks for your time and all that good shit. And
On our shoes now, is that what
that's
you're
it.
saying?
Oh, shoes up, baby. Shoes up. Let's go.
Stretching.
I don't know what's happening.
Stretching.
But you can follow me.
I got some Aiden bands.
Don't follow me, guys.
Don't follow me,
just
Craig.
remember, don't follow me. But you can actually follow me at twitch.tv. I do a lot of live bullshit there, and I'm talking about bullshit and Big Brother and video games and all sorts of fun. It's live. It's like
Yeah.
live. It's like you now and all that garbage. But do it there.
It's like you now for the kids.
It's like
Hey,
you now for the kids.
Yeah, follow us at On the Block Pod. Anyway, later.
Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next time on the
Be back
block.
Thursday, 9:30 Central with
Yep.
Jason, our regular Thursday guest.
We're doing the swim, do a little bit of monkey. Oh, wait. This one, I can't remember. And then, yeah. All right. All sorts of dance moves. Thank you, guys, and we'll see you next time on the block. Peace.